Hello everyone, Joey here. I'm back with this week's Minimalist home tour. In this week's Minimalist home tour, you'll be able to see my home doesn't look too different and it looks fairly clean, but I wanted to emphasize something. When I filmed that home tour, I wasn't particularly having a good day, partly because of my mood, partly because of whatever personal thing that I had going on. And again, on social media or even just in society in general, when we interact with other people, we tend to try and put our best face forward. But the reality is, all of us have one of those days where we're just not on top of our things. We're just not perfect. And if you're anyone like me who's learning how to undo my own perfectionism, because again, I mentioned this multiple times, I think perfectionism can be quite dangerous. It can cause people to be critical of themselves and other people, or even become self-destructive when we don't meet the certain standard of perfection that we're looking for. And I think a lot of times we excuse perfectionism, saying that, oh, it's a way to stay productive. But I like to argue that it's okay to not be perfect as long as you're working towards being better. And extreme perfectionism can actually paralyze people out of fear of failure, when in fact, to even get close to perfection, because there's no such thing as perfection. There really isn't, because the concept of perfection can also be subjective depending on the individual. I could go on and on about this. For instance, I love seeing, someone's nose with a little bit of natural bump. Some people look cute because have uneven smile. To another person, that might be imperfection, but I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I digress. I'm a believer in combating perfectionism so that we can stay productive, and that it is important to give ourselves a little bit of grace to improve ourselves, so that we can extend that grace to others. Again, I'm not coming from a place of someone who's have it all together, who's beaten perfection. No, it's a struggle every day. But on that note, I want to mention how, although I was having kind of like not a great day at all, and I was not staying on top of my household tasks, but you'll still be able to see that my home is somewhat peaceful. It is still quite nice and cozy. And it's an inviting place for me to rest and recuperate, so that next time when I'm ready to tackle these tasks, whether inside the home or outside the home, I'm able to do so. And I just want to remind people, it's okay not to be perfect. As long as you're working towards being better, you can decide to work towards being better later today, maybe tomorrow. Take a nap first. You don't always have to punish yourself, because it's always important to remember the consequences of our actions. And some actions are quite permanent, but there's always room for improvement, even if you made mistakes. Do you know what I mean? And for instance, in the past, if I didn't fold like one clothing of item in my little cabinet drawer of clothes, what I'll do is I'll end up just dumping all the rest of the clothes in that cabinet, because I was like, oh, I'll just do a one bulk folding one day, one bulk cleaning one day. So I kind of let my home be a pigsty, so that I can kind of get that high of like picking up, and putting back together my life, making it perfect again. So I'll go through these highs and lows, and ups and downs, and mountains and valleys. But the thing is, when you allow yourself to basically fall apart so low, when you're trying to get back up, sometimes it's too much stress, and it could discourage you. And what I'm asking you is, if you're anyone like me, why do you let yourself fall apart so much? When in fact, it's okay to, make a mistake. It's okay to know that you've done something wrong, accept it, which is the first step, and then realize that, although you might not be able to get to where you were trying to go in the first place, there's always other ways to live this life. Do you know what I mean? And one thing we cannot afford to do is fall apart completely, is to stop completely in our journey of learning and growing and bettering ourselves. And again, not all seeds grow up to be a sunflower. Not all seeds grow up to be an olive tree. Not all seeds grow up to be a rose. Not all seeds grow up to be a cactus or a nameless flower in the field. But the thing is, all of them are beautiful and part of the ecosystem. You understand what I'm trying to get at. And so I just want to encourage y'all that it's okay not to be perfect, as long as we're working towards being better. And I hope that my home tour this week would inspire you to see that I'm taking care of myself and allowing myself to have a clean home, even though I'm not being perfect at the moment. And that you are also able to do so if you choose to forgive yourself and dream of a better, not even life, but just a better day for yourself right now. So without further ado, let's start this week's Minimalist home tour. Let's go. Now we'll start this week's home tour from my bedroom. I've actually folded the blanket. This house was quite dirty actually because I had a bunch of laundry that I didn't really hang, but obviously I hung them. And any laundry that I don't feel like folding are in here. So these are clean laundry that needs to be folded. So one of the signs you can see in my house that I'm not particularly being on top of my task is actually my home looks cleaner because a lot less stuff is seen visibly. Like for instance, these are clean laundry that I've folded, which means I'm on top of my task, but it looks quite empty because most of them are here. So I'm not actually on top of my house chores. It's kind of ironic how I can appear to have a cleaner place, but I'm actually less on top of my tasks. So don't always believe everything you see. Do you know what I mean? The old wisdom. And there's a bunch of vegetables. You can see I've eaten a lot of it, so I'm very happy. I've been cooking quite a bit. So, oh yeah, and speaking of which, this is one of my jewelry. I believe one of my friends gave me this ring. I don't know, she just randomly gave it to me once. This is also a gift from my other friend. She got this from Vietnam, which is very lovely. I have been to Vietnam. Are any of my viewers from Vietnam? Lovely country. I've been to Hanoi and Ha Long Bay. Anyway, there's some kimchi and stuff like that. From my folks. I don't really make kimchi, so it's always a very happy surprise when they give me some kimchi because then I can make a bunch of stuff with it, which is great. It helps me stay on top of saving money and cooking at home a lot more often. And over here, you can see there's like shampoo and conditioner down there. There's a bunch of cleaning supplies in that corner. Of course, there's my regular household products. So you might be like, oh, that doesn't look minimalist enough, but check this out. See, it looks, you know, it looks pretty clean and empty. But as you can see, I have a bunch of hygiene products because again, an actual person lives here, me. And this is like work laundry that I'm gonna take to work. And of course I use my door handle as kind of a hanger for my winter coat. And I've actually washed my padding in the regular washer. I think it looks pretty good. Like I'm quite happy about it. Of course I have floor heating right here. And over here you can see I got a bunch of shoes. Of course, and you know, there's some dishes that I didn't do, but it's actually a good sign if there's dishes here, which means I have cooked for myself. But yeah, down here you can see there's like detergent and yoga mat and trash bag that's getting full, but I'm not going to take it out right now. There's a bunch of miscellaneous items up here, a bunch of noodles like ramen and rice packets. Same here, a little bit more noodles and seaweed on the left and toilet paper. And that's really it, you know, not much to tour. Let's just go to the outro. So that was my Minimalist home tour. I hope y'all liked it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and I'll catch y'all next time with more content. Bye! Have a good day.